Welcome back to all the returning radiant ones, and welcome in to any new radiant souls who have found this channel. You are not here by accident. I'm Hatsaki, an intuitive artist and empath, and I blend imagery, intuition, and art to help us all reconnect with the deeper rhythms and healing currents of energy that flow through time, space, nature, and all of life. Today, we're stepping into the powerful energetic field of Alan Watts. But before we begin, I invite you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and if you feel called to support me on a deeper level, you can visit my artwork at hatsaki.pictorum.com. Now, take a deep breath and let your awareness open, and a long exhale to let your body settle as we explore the energetic power of Alan Watts.
There's a truth you've been running from your entire life. A truth so obvious, so perfectly orchestrated, that your mind has built elaborate defenses to avoid seeing it. You think you ended up in this body, in this family, by some cosmic accident. Random sperm, random egg, random circumstances. What a convenient story to tell yourself. But deep down, in the quietest moments when your defenses drop, you feel it, don't you? That nagging sense that this is all far too perfect, far too precisely arranged to be chance. The parents who gave you exactly the wounds you needed. The body that carries precisely the lessons you came to learn. The circumstances that create exactly the friction required for your awakening. What if I told you that you chose all of this? Every single detail. Before you were born, before you forgot, before you began this elaborate game of pretending to be a victim of circumstance. The question isn't why this happened to you. The question is, why did you choose it? You know that feeling when someone mentions a truth you've been avoiding and your whole body tenses up? That's exactly what's happening right now, isn't it? Because somewhere in your bones, you've always suspected this. You've felt it in those strange moments when you look at your reflection and think, how did I end up in this particular form? Or when you observe your family dynamics and notice patterns so intricate, so perfectly designed to trigger specific responses in you that calling it coincidence feels almost insulting to your intelligence. The recognition terrifies you more than death itself, because death, at least, maintains the story that you're a victim of circumstances. But this truth makes you responsible for everything. Every struggle, every limitation, every painful relationship dynamic, all of it becomes your cosmic curriculum, deliberately chosen. And the ego simply cannot tolerate this possibility. The ego's entire existence depends on the story that life happens to you, not through you, and certainly not by you. It would rather maintain the fiction of cosmic victimhood than face the staggering implications of cosmic authorship. But here's what's fascinating. The very intensity of your resistance to this idea is proportional to how true it is. The stronger the denial, the deeper the knowing. You chose to be born into exactly the right circumstances, to forget this truth completely, so that rediscovering it would carry the full impact of genuine awakening. Let me share something that will disturb your carefully constructed worldview. You've been taught that you're the result of biological randomness. One sperm out of millions, one egg released at just the right moment, two people who happened to meet and conceive at precisely the time they did. What extraordinary odds! What incredible chance! and how perfectly convenient for maintaining the illusion that you're here by accident. But consider this. In a universe where consciousness creates matter, not the other way round, those random events begin to look suspiciously orchestrated. The sperm that reached the egg wasn't the fastest or the strongest. It was the one carrying exactly the genetic combination you required for this lifetime's particular curriculum. Your parents didn't meet by chance. They were drawn together by an invisible intelligence that recognized the precise psychological and emotional alchemy their union would create. The timing of your conception, the circumstances of your birth, even the exact moment you drew your first breath, all of it calibrated with microscopic precision. You see, calling it accident is actually the most unscientific position you could take. In a universe where everything is interconnected, where quantum physics has shown us that consciousness and observation affect reality at the most fundamental levels, the idea that your existence is random becomes increasingly absurd. The accident theory is simply more comfortable than the alternative, that you are here by design, your design. Now, here's where it gets deliciously uncomfortable. Your family, these people who drive you absolutely mad, who know exactly which buttons to push, who seem almost supernaturally gifted at triggering your deepest wounds, they weren't assigned to you by some cosmic lottery. You chose them. Specifically, deliberately. Think about your mother for a moment. All those ways she frustrates you, all those patterns that make you want to scream. What if I told you that you selected her precisely because she would give you exactly those frustrations? That her particular brand of love, criticism, neglect, or overprotection was exactly what your soul required to develop the specific qualities you came here to cultivate. And your father, whether present or absent, nurturing or distant, supportive or critical, his precise configuration of masculine energy was exactly what you needed to learn, whatever it is you're here to learn about power, authority, protection, or abandonment. Your siblings, if you have them, are your co-conspirators in this elaborate educational drama, each one triggering different aspects of competition, cooperation, comparison, or compassion within you. The birth order, the family dynamics, the roles each of you fell into, it's all a perfectly choreographed dance of mutual awakening. But here's the truly maddening part. You chose them knowing you would forget you chose them. You set up this entire elaborate forgetting so that when they triggered you, it would feel completely real, completely unfair, completely beyond your control, because that's the only way the lessons would penetrate deeply enough to transform you. And then there's this curious vessel you found yourself inhabiting. This particular configuration of flesh, bone, and consciousness that you call your body, how convenient to assume it was randomly assigned, like drawing a ticket from some cosmic lottery. But look more closely at what you've been given. This body, with its specific strengths and vulnerabilities, its particular beauty and imperfections, its unique sensitivities and resistances, every limitation you curse, every gift you celebrate, they're not accidents of genetic roulette. They're precisely calibrated tools for this lifetime's specific work. If you were born with physical challenges, you chose them to learn something about resilience or compassion or the illusion that happiness depends on bodily perfection. If you were given exceptional physical gifts, you selected them to explore questions of identity, discipline, or perhaps the emptiness of achievement without inner development. Your gender, your sexual orientation, your racial identity, your physical appearance, these aren't random assignments. They are the perfect costume for exploring particular aspects of human experience. You wanted to understand what it feels like to navigate the world in precisely this form, with precisely these advantages and disadvantages. Even your chronic health issues, your physical discomforts, your body's particular ways of breaking down or acting up, they're not punishments or accidents. Their curriculum? Your soul knew that this specific flesh would teach you exactly what you needed to learn about mortality, vulnerability, and the relationship between consciousness and form. You inhabit the perfect body for becoming who you came here to become. Isn't it absolutely hilarious when you step back and observe it? Here you are, complaining about your life circumstances, resenting your family dynamics, cursing your physical limitations, lamenting your emotional patterns, and all the while, you're the cosmic author of this entire elaborate drama. It's like watching someone furiously criticize a movie they wrote, directed, and chose to star in. Why did the screenwriter give me such terrible dialogue? Why did the director put me in such challenging scenes? Why is the plot so difficult? Meanwhile, you're holding the script you wrote yourself. We spend decades in therapy trying to heal from our childhood, when childhood was precisely the initiation we designed to crack us open in exactly the right places. We rage against our parents' failures, when those failures were the perfect fertilizer for growing the specific strengths we came here to develop. We resist our body's limitations when those limitations were carefully chosen to teach us about acceptance, adaptation, and the transcendence of physical identity. The cosmic joke is that suffering is optional, but we've made it mandatory by refusing to own our authorship. We've turned our perfectly designed curriculum into a prison by insisting we're victims rather than students. But once you begin to suspect, even for a moment, that you might be the architect of your own experience, everything shifts. Suddenly, your struggles become fascinating rather than tragic. Your challenges become curriculum rather than punishment. Your family becomes a cast of supporting actors rather than a collection of tormentors. The complaints don't disappear, but they become transparent. You start laughing at the elaborate performance you've created. Now we venture into territory that makes the rational mind very uncomfortable indeed. That space between lives, between incarnations, where you existed as pure consciousness before agreeing to this particular adventure in forgetfulness. In that space, you knew everything. You could see the entire trajectory of the lifetime you were about to enter. You understood exactly why certain experiences would be necessary, why specific relationships would be crucial, why particular challenges would be essential for your evolution. From that expanded perspective, choosing difficult parents wasn't masochism, it was wisdom. Selecting a challenging body wasn't punishment, it was perfect curriculum design. Agreeing to forget your true nature wasn't cruel. It was the only way to make the learning authentic. You knew that once incarnated, once trapped in the illusion of separation, you would feel lost, confused, sometimes desperate. You knew you would curse the very circumstances you were carefully selecting, and you chose to come anyway, because you understood that this temporary amnesia was the price of genuine growth. But here's what your rational mind struggles to accept. Traces of that pre-incarnation knowing still exist within you. In those moments of inexplicable intuition, in those flashes of recognition when you meet certain people, in those uncanny synchronicities that feel too perfect to be accidental, you're remembering. The forgetting was never meant to be complete, just deep enough to make the remembering profound. Your soul left breadcrumbs throughout this lifetime, clues that would eventually lead you back to the truth of your own cosmic authorship. Now we arrive at the most challenging part of this recognition. Your suffering, all of it, every heartbreak, every trauma, every moment of despair that has carved deep grooves in your psyche, you specifically requisitioned it. Not because you're masochistic, but because you're intelligent, cosmically intelligent. You see, bliss doesn't teach, comfort doesn't transform. Easy circumstances don't crack the ego's armor or dissolve the illusions that keep consciousness trapped in limited identification. Only friction creates the heat necessary for alchemical transformation. So you chose your particular flavor of suffering with the precision of a master craftsman selecting tools. The betrayal that taught you about trust and self-reliance. The loss that opened your heart to impermanence. The rejection that forced you to find validation from within. The failure that shattered your attachment to external achievement. Each wound was strategically placed to dismantle specific illusions. Each crisis was timed to arrive exactly when your soul was ready for the next level of awakening, even if your personality felt completely unprepared. And here's what makes this almost unbearable to accept. You chose not just the suffering, but its precise timing and intensity. You knew exactly how much pressure would be required to crack you open without breaking you completely. You calibrated the dosage of difficulty with pharmaceutical precision. The events you call the worst things that ever happened to me are actually the most necessary things that ever happened to me. Your greatest wounds became your greatest wisdom. Your deepest pain became your most profound compassion. You've been cursing your own genius this entire time. But now you might be wondering, what kind of intelligence could orchestrate something so intricate, so perfectly timed, so exquisitely calibrated to produce exactly the right conditions for awakening? What kind of consciousness could design a lifetime with such precision that every relationship, every challenge, every apparent accident serves the larger purpose of remembering? The answer will either liberate you completely or terrify you beyond measure. Perhaps both? The intelligence that designed your life is the same intelligence that moves the planets in their orbits, that knows exactly when each flower should bloom, that coordinates the migration of birds across thousands of miles. It's the intelligence that beats your heart without your conscious direction, that heals your cuts while you sleep, that dreams your dreams while you think you're unconscious. But here's the part that will make your mind reel, that intelligence isn't separate from you. It is you, the deepest, truest, most expanded version of you. You are not a victim of cosmic intelligence. You are cosmic intelligence temporarily pretending to be limited, temporarily playing the role of someone who doesn't know, temporarily experiencing itself from the perspective of apparent separation. The same consciousness that governs galaxies chose to incarnate as you, bringing with it all the wisdom necessary to navigate this particular lifetime. Every intuition you've ever had, every sudden knowing, every moment of inexplicable clarity, that's your larger self, breaking through the veil of forgetting. You are the universe experiencing itself subjectively. And this lifetime is just one of countless ways you've chosen to explore the infinite possibilities of consciousness. The orchestrator of your entire existence has been hiding in plain sight, disguised as you. So how do you begin to recognize the perfection you've been denying for so long? How do you start seeing your life as the masterpiece it actually is, rather than the tragedy you've been performing? It begins with a shift in attention so subtle, yet so profound, that everything changes while nothing changes. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? you begin asking, why did I choose this to happen through me? Instead of resenting your circumstances, you become curious about their deeper purpose. Look at your greatest challenges with new eyes. What qualities have they forced you to develop? What illusions have they shattered? What wisdom have they delivered that you could have learned no other way? Suddenly, your struggles reveal themselves as perfectly designed spiritual exercises. Observe your family dynamics from this expanded perspective. See how each person has played their role flawlessly in your awakening drama. Notice how their particular brand of love or neglect, support or criticism has carved precisely the right shape in your consciousness. They've been unwitting collaborators in your liberation all along. Feel into your body with appreciation rather than criticism. This flesh has carried you through every experience you needed to have. Its limitations have taught you about transcendence. Its pleasures have shown you the beauty of incarnation. It's been the perfect vehicle for this particular journey of discovery. The remembering doesn't happen all at once. It's more like waking up gradually, recognizing piece by piece that you've been dreaming. First you suspect, then you glimpse, then you know, and finally you laugh at the cosmic joke you've been playing on yourself. And now, finally, the most beautiful moment of this entire recognition arrives. The moment when you stop fighting your life and start owning it. When you stop being the victim of your circumstances and start being the author of your experience. When you realize that everything, absolutely everything, has been unfolding exactly as it should. This is not resignation. This is not passive acceptance of circumstances you dislike. This is the profound recognition that you are the creative force behind everything that has appeared in your experience. You are not accepting your life, you are acknowledging your authorship of it. With this recognition comes the most extraordinary freedom. If you created all of this, if you chose every detail, then you are not a powerless victim of fate, but the powerful creator of experience itself. The same consciousness that designed this lifetime can redesign it moment by moment. Your past stops being a burden and becomes a foundation. Your present stops being a problem and becomes a canvas. Your future stops being a worry and becomes an adventure. You are no longer at the mercy of life, you are life expressing itself as you. And here's the final delicious irony. The moment you fully accept that you chose everything, you become free to choose differently. Not because your circumstances change, but because your relationship to them transforms completely. You wake up from the dream of separation and remember what you've always been. Infinite consciousness playing hide and seek with itself, temporarily forgetting its true nature for the sheer joy of remembering again. Welcome home. You've been yourself all along.